Bucks. Oh, big elbow from DC! Oh my God, Daniel Cormier just knocked out Stipe Miocic! Stipe Miocic is completely unconscious! The referee is waking him up! Daniel Cormier is the heavyweight champion of the world! Are you fucking kidding me?
MMA with friends, yeah. MMA with friends, we punching with the wind. You gotta understand, we floating like a bee and stinging like Ali. You understand this ring, get knocked out in them things. We undefeated, we the champs of the world. We really taking over, not worried about no girls. And you can understand how it really gotta be. And when we kick that fist in, you gon' really see, huh? Hey, put your heart and your soul in this game. When you step in this ring, don't be a lame. Everybody destined for a clout, mad fame. I don't understand, but we boxing in the rain. Boxing in the rain, knocking in the field. Yeah, I got that Snoop flow, I gotta stay ill. Everybody thinking about everything else, but when we in this ring, you gon' beg for some help. Cause I MMA with friends, we did it all again. We back in this game, we back just to win. We came to take over, got a kick-ass theme song on the way for show. A kick-ass game, and we really got the flow. Yeah, we boxing out. If you understand, then you know just what I'm talking about. And we not tryna lose, tryna really win. MMA with friends, yeah, we did that shit again. And yeah, I'm back like I never left. And I'm back cause I don't need no book off of stuff to tell me where I'm really, really at. MMA with friends, that's how I act.
Oh my God, it's all over! Whoa! Package, man, like, you can knock the fuck out! Or I'll just knock the world!
Hot boy.
That was incredible!
You just possibly the fastest knockout in the history of mixed martial arts! Bucks. Oh, big elbow from DC! Oh my God, Daniel Cormier just knocked out Stipe Miocic! Stipe Miocic is completely unconscious! The referee is waking him up! Daniel Cormier is the heavyweight champion of the world! Are you fucking kidding me?
MMA with friends, yeah. MMA with friends, we punching with the wind. You gotta understand, we floating like a bee and stinging like Ali. You understand this ring, get knocked out in them things. We undefeated, we the champs of the world. We really taking over, not worried about no girls. And you can understand how it really gotta be. And when we kick that fist in, you gon' really see, huh? Hey, put your heart and your soul in this game. When you step in this ring, don't be a lame. Everybody destined for a clout, mad fame. I don't understand, but we boxing in the rain. Boxing in the rain, knocking in the field. Yeah, I got that Snoop flow, I gotta stay ill. Everybody thinking about everything else, but when we in this ring, you gon' beg for some help. Cause I MMA with friends, we did it all again. We back in this game, we back just to win. We came to take over, got a kick-ass theme song on the way for show. A kick-ass game, and we really got the flow. Yeah, we boxing out. If you understand, then you know just what I'm talking about. And we not tryna lose, tryna really win. MMA with friends, yeah, we did that shit again. And yeah, I'm back like I never left. And I'm back cause I don't need no book off of stuff to tell me where I'm really, really at. MMA with friends, that's how I act.
Oh my God, it's all over! Whoa! Package, man, like, you can knock the fuck out! Or I'll just knock the world!
Hot boy.
That was incredible!
You just possibly the fastest knockout in the history of mixed martial arts! Bucks. Oh, big elbow from DC! Oh my God, Daniel Cormier just knocked out Stipe Miocic! Stipe Miocic is completely unconscious! The referee is waking him up! Daniel Cormier is the heavyweight champion of the world! Are you fucking kidding me?
MMA with friends, yeah. MMA with friends, we punching with the wind. You gotta understand, we floating like a bee and stinging like Ali. You understand this ring, get knocked out in them things. We undefeated, we the champs of the world. We really taking over, not worried about no girls. And you can understand how it really gotta be. And when we kick that fist in, you gon' really see, huh? Hey, put your heart and your soul in this game. When you step in this ring, don't be a lame. Everybody destined for
Bucks. Oh, big elbow from DC! Oh my God, Daniel Cormier just knocked out Stipe Miocic! Stipe Miocic is completely unconscious! The referee is waking him up! Daniel Cormier is the heavyweight champion of the world! Are you fucking kidding me?
MMA with friends, yeah. MMA with friends, we punching with the wind. You gotta understand, we floating like a bee and stinging like Ali. You understand this ring, get knocked out in them things. We undefeated, we the champs of the world.
What's
we really
going on,
taking
everybody?
over, not worried about no girls. And you can understand how it really gotta be.
Fights
And
with
when we kick
friends
that fist
here.
in, you gon' really see.
Theme song, if you haven't heard it. Trivia, Dana White Contender Series, and of course pre-talk for Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic. I mean, what a weekend we have coming up. Not only do you have DC versus Stipe Miocic 2, you have the Soldier of God, Yoel Romero, coming in against his He-Man lookalike Paulo Costa, and then the return of Nate Diaz versus the guy on the Wheaties box, as he would say, Showtime Anthony Pettis. What an incredible card. I mean, just 3 mind-blowing fights, all back to back to back. I think this should be the biggest stream in Fights with Friends history. If we don't surpass 63,000 views, I will be surprised. There's so much hype going into this, and so much bad blood between these two guys. So long since we've seen Nate Diaz fight. Anthony Pettis, of course, you know, he has not looked better in years. And I have a feeling Yoel Romero is ready to put in a gold star performance against Paulo Costa. What's going on? Winners in those 3 fights. What's up, RJ Barrett? Good to see you in here. I don't know, man. I'm definitely Team Stipe. That's with my heart. Daniel Cormier. My daughter's going to be yelling at me here in a minute. No, but
I love Daniel Cormier.
I mean, those are like my 2 favorite fighters. You guys know Daniel Cormier, Stipe Miocic. But how can you go against a firefighter?
I wasn't listening before. Who's he fighting?
Stipe Miocic and Daniel
They're fighting
Cormier,
each
the
other?
rematch. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Wait. When is that?
Saturday. And Nate Diaz comes back against Anthony Pettis.
Oh. I'll watch that. Fuck.
All right. Well, you can join us. How's everybody's week been so far? Guys, like I say, it's hard to decide which sound is better. You know, that shin knocking against a chin of that knockout, or, you know, or a fist of the finish, or the sound of that first beer being poured after a long day. Always delicious. Dana White Contender Series coming on today. And, of course, I said trivia. Still the only fight companion on all of YouTube with MMA trivia. Maybe I should stop saying that. Somebody's going to copy me. But for now, we're it. RJ says, I got Costin, Nate. I'm going to go over them more, but just when I do a preview on them, but just gut feeling. It's hard on DC and Stipe. Like I said, I have a little bit of bias towards Stipe in that one. So I picked Stipe. That's going to be a very, very tough fight, though. The Diaz-Pettis fight, I love both of those guys. Diaz is I'm probably a little bigger Diaz fan. But I think he's probably been off too long. I think Pettis is on fire right now. I'm picking Anthony Pettis in that one. I don't think he finishes Diaz. I don't think anybody does. But and then Costa and Romero, that's really a toss-up fight as well. I got to take the Soldier of God on that one, even at 42 years old. I mean, he's never looked better. Guys, we got 2 light heavyweights, 2 featherweights, and 1 welterweight, all looking for contracts tonight. This Dana White Contender Series has been one of the biggest sports shows in the world this year. And it's definitely the biggest new sports show to come out, I would say, in the last 3 years since it debuted. We've had flying knee knockouts. We've had leg kick finishes. We've had beautiful submissions. And they are getting ready right now. I'm going to throw a trivia question out there after give you guys some love and say hello to the chat room. Let me bring this up. And thank you guys. I know there's a lot of fight companions out there that you could be choosing to watch. Thank you for choosing this one. I'm very appreciative of all your guys' time and patience, and I'm very happy about the community that we've built here. What's going on? Robert Kerrigan in the house. Experiencer. Thank you for the compliment, sir. Comedic genius as always. Without the wrench. Unarmed this time, but by his own request. Thank you, Cameron Miller. I'm glad I like that. You like that intro. Shout out to rapper House of Flames. Very surprised that I don't know if I'm ever surprised that a fighter comes back, but I was pretty surprised. If I'm going to be surprised about one, I'm going to be pretty surprised about that one with Stefan Struve. And as far as retirements, I have maybe some unpopular opinions as far as that I'm going to share here pretty soon. I don't think anything controversial, but probably unpopular. Want Stipe to win. I like Jones. What's going on, 7 in the house? DJ Jukebox, haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? Shogun Assassin. Hey, glad to see you in here. Who do you guys have in Whitaker versus Adesanya? Khabib versus Poirier. What a month, man. What a month. We have, like a couple weeks after this, we have Khabib Nurmagomedov's return against Dustin Poirier for the lightweight championship. And this is really taken off. It's kind of like the UFC and ESPN. They knew it was going to take a little while maybe for the pay-per-view thing to kick off. So they came out with some really good fights. They kind of got lucky. A lot of fights were better than maybe they were on paper. Ended up turning out really good. And now they're just putting on fire. Just throwing out the big stars. Heavyweight championship. Lightweight championship. Oh, Jesus, Billy. Billy, if you Skype in, there'll be no video tonight, sir. All right, and it looks like there's a fighter coming down to the cage, so I better throw a trivia question out here since it is trivia night. All right, guys, everybody refresh your browsers. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Vicente Luque, who fought here recently, has a victory at 170 pounds over this current light heavyweight. Vicente Luque actually has a victory over a current light heavyweight. Carl Reed, he's on a 4-fight win streak coming into the Dana White Contender Series. He competed once on Season 1, Week 6. He's back again to show he's the real deal, and hope to get the correct signature on that contract at the end of the night tonight. If he doesn't get signed, as we seen, like with Brandon Lefnan a couple weeks back, PFL was ready to sign these guys that Dana doesn't sign. Bellator's ready to sign these guys. So I think that puts a little bit of pressure on Dana, honestly. And after the Brandon thing and after the controversy about him not handing out the contract, for as he said, because Brandon went for that takedown in the last 20 seconds, the next week you've seen Dana hand out 4 contracts. So he may be slightly worried about losing some of these fighters. All right, I'm going to repeat the trivia question here real quick. Vicente Luque has a victory at 170 pounds. This is where he's fighting now over this current light heavyweight. What fighter did he beat that is now at light heavyweight? Julius Anglickas? Not sure how to pronounce that. Sorry, 5-fight win streak. He is the LFA light heavyweight champion. So big names coming in here. 100% finish rate, 3 knockouts, 3 submissions. Wow. So you got a guy coming back for the second time. They loved him that much. And then you got the LFA light heavyweight championship, who's basically been the recruiter basically been the recruiting grounds for the UFC for this. Julius, 28 years old. Carl Reed, 30 years old. Both men, 77 inches each. So it will be Julius or Carl. All right. And they didn't even give me time to set my time clock here. Is Jalen Turner in the house? Did I miss him? What's going on? Anglickas, that's how you pronounce it. In the black trunks, black is blue. Reed in the gray. Nice low leg kick there from Reed. Reed goes for a kick to the body there. What's going on, Adam from Allen? However, all right, so nobody's going to get that one. I'm going to go ahead and give Billy a shot at that one then. Do you know what it is, Billy? Oh, big body kick from Reed. He looked like he was going up towards the head, stomped about the chest, shoulders. Going for the takedown here now. Got a single leg, got Anglickas up against the fence here. I'm glad his name is Anglickas instead of something about, you see how it sounds. Lucky to get past Mendes in my opinion. I really thought Mendes was going to win that fight. I mean, I could talk about some controversial issues with Conor McGregor fights. I could go, into that for a while. We don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But Reed working Anglickas up against the fence. Anglickas turns him into the gate here, about a minute and a half into this first round now, and nobody's going to get the trivia question, it looks like. It was actually Thiago Santos, the guy that just almost beat John Jones, the first man to ever win a round on a scorecards from John Jones, Thiago Santos. Vicente Luque finished him at 170. And I don't know what is crazier, the fact that Luque finished him or the fact that Thiago Santos made it to 170 at one time. And both men exchanging knees to the body here. Oh, big knee to the body there from Reed, pushing Anglickas up against the fence. Another knee there. Anglickas really pushing for this takedown. Got the head pushed up against Reed's head. Reed with those big elbows. Anglickas put his head in a bad spot there. Ate a couple of elbows. Oh, I'm sure he was drained. He was drained at 185, in my opinion. I can just imagine at 170. I never seen him at 170. It was about 10 years ago. But I seen an interview. The reason I knew that is I seen an interview with Vicente Luque recently, and I think it might have been Ariel Helwani was saying that he had had a victory against Santos at 170, so I had to look it up. A couple of big elbows there from Reed, and then Anglickas gets the takedown. Reed pops right back up. Good job of popping up. Definitely, Santos is definitely similar to Rumble. Rumble's even crazier. The fact that he made 170 and now he's over 265. I mean, that is insane. Oh, big knee to the body and an elbow with the break from Reed. And Reed wants to keep this standing. He wants to get that knockout. Big body kick there for Reed. And if you've been watching Dana White Contender Series this season, nice body kick from Reed, and he shoots for the takedown. He picks up Anglickas and over his shoulder slams him on the ground. Big slam. You know that it takes a hell of a performance from both guys, some kind of fight of the night performance to get a contract if you don't finish. And you still might not get a contract if you finish. And Anglickas finding himself up against the fence here, trying to pop back up. Reed trying to wrap those legs up to keep him from returning. Hope Rumble makes his return, possibly bare knuckle. Man, that bare knuckle one, that's a strange one. Just like the CEO says, I completely agree with him. After the last event, he said, big elbows there from Anglickas from the bottom. Remember, there have been guys that have made that knockout from the bottom with elbows. It's been a while. Of course, we know of a guy that did it with a hammer fist not so long ago. Back in the center of the cage, head kick lands for Reed. Winding down the last seconds here of the first round. Straight right there for Anglickas. And a first round finish is basically a guaranteed contract. Low leg kick there from Anglickas. Both men exchange left hands. Big right hook and a left hook to the chin for Anglickas. And we are going to see a second round. Recently rewatched the Manawa versus Santos fight. Great brawl. That was a great fight. You know what fight that I had really... That's when I seen somebody had put like out a top 10 list of fights that you really need to rewatch. And I don't know how I'd kind of forgotten about this fight. Because at the time I said it was the best heavyweight fight ever. But Mark Hunt and Antonio Bigfoot Silva.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, even my daughter's like, that was a good one. That was back when she was watching that. I believe that is still the best heavyweight fight ever. And I don't think there's any competition to it, to be honest. This is light heavyweight, MAC 209. How's it going, MAC 209? You remember that one? Nice.
Yeah, I was probably pretty young when it happened, but it was
I want to say that was probably six, 7 years ago at least.
Yeah, I think I was like 10, but I still remember it because it was that.
All right, round 2. Who will get the ink on the paper? Side kick to the knee to start out the round from Reed. Oh, and Reed goes for the head kick here. And, you know, coming into this, I thought, hey, LFA light heavyweight champion, he's going to come in and dominate this. And that's not what's happened in the first round. Nice leg kicks there from Anglickas. I expected this to be a first round finish, to be honest. Nice inside leg kick from Anglickas. And a straight left. Anglickas stalking this round. He carries a lot of muscle mass on him, though, does Anglickas. Nice low leg kick. That may come to haunt him in these later rounds. You've seen it with guys with that type of body at 205, like our Lear Latifi recently against Volkan Ozdemir. Anglickas got Reed around the waist here. Let's see if he goes for the slam. And speaking of guys, you know, big for their weight class, of course, Billy Hughes alluded earlier. Stefan Struve has announced that he is going to come back for one more match. I am a little surprised. I'm surprised, more surprised than most when I hear about a fighter coming back. Big elbow from Reed on Anglickas' head as he comes down. And Anglickas has got a big gash on the top of his forehead, but he gets the takedown nonetheless. Oh, and big right hands from Anglickas. But Struve's going to be coming back against Ben Rothwell. And I was not excited about Ben Rothwell's last performance. I thought he really had a hard time, pulling the trigger against a 40-year-old Andrei Arlovsky. Arlovsky outboxed him, really dominated him. And I kind of feel like he might be in danger of being cut if he cannot pull it off against Struve. And there's going to be a low blow there. Knee to the groin, accidental there from Anglickas. He caught Reed and the boys. And that's gonna screw up my time clock, so we're gonna go without that for the rest of the round. But RJ Barrett says he doesn't feel that Conor is overrated. Says I feel fighters are just better. That could be a valid point. Maybe he was the best at the time, and then we just seen a huge increase in talent. Reed coming to get it back, goes for that head kick. Part of it gets through. Anglickas immediately goes for the takedown here. Reed popping back up. 2:25 left in the second round if you're looking at the time clock here. And just a lot of blood from that gash on Anglickas' head. Luckily for him, it's nowhere near the eyes. And blood coming out of Reed's nose as well. That's what the blood is all over Anglickas' back. Oh, a couple more of those big elbows from Reed. Anglickas really has to stop putting his head in that position. If he's going to do that, he needs to make sure he has Reed's arm isolated there. And he didn't. Eats another elbow. Lands a couple knees to the inside of the thighs, but eats another elbow on the top of the head. And you get in a bad position, and a guy like Reed lands 5 or 6 of those elbows in a row, you find yourself looking up at the lights and wondering what happened. Oh, Reed going for that head kick again. Anglickas blocks it. Goes for the takedown. Reed seems to be the fresher fighter. Obviously, that's a lot of energy expended continuously going for those head kicks, though. And another big slam for Reed, but that's also a lot of energy. He moves the side control here, tries to pass for guard, decides not to. He's kind of in that in-between side control and mount. And he's going to, great job of transitioning, looping the leg over. A lot of times we've seen guys, he did get one leg hooked. Anglickas got one leg hooked. Very hard to go straight from side control to just flip over from mount like that. And Anglickas starting to get up because of it. And he is up, but Reed seeking on a guillotine. Oh, that was pretty tight. I thought he might have that. 30 seconds left in the second round. And they are back up, straight right for Anglickas, back to banging. 20 seconds left in the second. Oh, Reed ducks for the takedown again. Eats a left hand, a right hook, and a knee to the face there from Anglickas, who might be getting a second wind here. Oh, big straight left and a right hand for Anglickas, and now Reed is the one who looks tired. And that's going to be the end of the second round. Struve surprised. Yeah, he had a win over Stipe way back. I mean, that win means a little bit more than Liz Carmouche's victory 10 years ago over Valentina Shevchenko, but I don't know about a whole lot more. I mean, that was not the Stipe that we know now. I want to say it was in like 2011. So, in third round here is light heavyweight. I mean, we could use another light heavyweight or two. We don't need light heavyweights as much as we did when this contender series started, though. They've found some guys over there. I shouldn't say we. Dana and the UFC have found some guys over there. Because I didn't do anything to find these guys, just in case anybody was confused. Julius, Anglickas, Carl Reed going into the third and final round here. Guys, I don't think this has been a good enough fight. I think it's been a decent fight, but I don't think it's been good enough that somebody will get a contract unless they get a finish. And let's see what happens here. Will it be Anglickas or will it be Carl? Yes, Stipe got way better. Oh, straight left there from Anglickas. And I'll tell you what, listening to DC talk this week, watching some of his old fights, nice right uppercut from Anglickas. I got to tell you, I'm starting to worry a little bit for my buddy Stipe. Oh, big left hook there from Reed. And Reed goes for that head kick again. Now from the other side, Anglickas was looking for it though. Lands the straight left and the right hand behind it. Jabbing a right hook for Anglickas. He's chasing the knockout. I think he's probably down 2-0. Straight left for Anglickas. But Reed is exhausted, and that's exactly where Anglickas needs to go. 3 big knees to the body. Huge elbow for Anglickas, and I think he can finish this. I don't know why he is locking up here, why he's trying to get this on the ground. He needs to keep this standing. Reed is absolutely exhausted, and I think Anglickas has enough energy to stop any takedowns that Reed is going to be able to muster with this much energy. Big right hand there from Anglickas. As I foreshadowed earlier, Reed was expending a lot of energy with those continual head kick attempts, the continual takedown attempts, and I really think it's coming back to haunt him now. Reed with his mouth just wide open right now. Throw all the light heavies at Joan at the same, then he would get a loss. Yeah, man, I don't know who he's going to fight now. Probably Jan Blachowicz. It sounds like he will be fighting in either November or December. Oh, nice knee to the body there from Anglickas. And Anglickas gets the takedown. Oh, and a nice left hook, and he gets the back of Reed. And like I said, Reed is exhausted. Anglickas has plenty of time to finish this. Big hammer fist. We'll see if he goes for the hooks here to try to sink in a rear naked choke, which it looked like he might be trying to do. And there's where we go. We threw in one hook. Reed pops up. These are pretty good guys, big guys for him to jump up on Reed in the backpack, but you never know. Nice hooks and uppercuts underneath there from Anglickas. And Reed is going to successfully stand up. Knee to the body from Anglickas. And I'll tell you what, even if Reed can manage to get some kind of last-ditch finish here, I'm not impressed with his cardio at all. Anglickas takes him down again, beating him from behind on that ground and pound. Like I said, I still think Anglickas is going to finish this round. If he doesn't, nobody gets a contract. But a couple of big right hands there from Anglickas. I'm going to guarantee that right now. If he does not finish this, no one gets a contract. And Anglickas, he's underneath. There it is. Like I said he would finish him. And Reed taps, and there it is. Anglickas plays the long game, wears his opponent out, and eventually sinks in the choke. It was getting pretty obvious there, guys, that Reed was getting wore down. And Anglickas may get a contract. Back to the drawing board for Reed. Mac 209, I don't know if he's going to get a contract or not. You don't automatically get a contract for a finish. So Dana White will look at all 5 fights at the end of the night, and he will decide how many contracts to hand out. If any, I believe he has had 1 or 2 weeks where he did not give away any contracts. I've seen as many as 4 contracts be given out in one night. So it all kind of depends on... He definitely does usually pick finishers. There are 2 women on the card tonight, so if he gets a chance, to get a couple of good female MMA fighters and throw them into the UFC, even if they don't get the finish. He's probably going to jump on that. Jason Herzog calls a stop to about 3:25 of the third round. Julius Anglickas. Not bad at all. I think he did what he needed to do against Reed. Depending on what happens in the other fights, I still think he's worthy of a contract. You should pick win because, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If they put on impressive fights, he's not going to pick them just because they're women. I'm not saying that. But the women's fight, 2 fights away, is going to be Shanna Young versus Sarah Alpar. Brok Weaver is finally getting his shot into the UFC. He's facing another tough welterweight in Devin Smyth. These are 2 guys that I've been hearing about for quite some time. Devin Smyth on a 7-fight winning streak. His only loss by decision. He's been tearing it up over in several organizations. He was in WXC, most recently in Total Warrior Combat. And then Brok Weaver, another name you've probably been hearing for a while. He has a win over big names. Most notably Charles Felony Bennett. And that's a 6-fight win streak for Julius Anglickas. Now, but yeah, he's got 6 fights in a row. That's going to be a great fight. Smyth is Rashad Evans' godson. Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. Yeah. Oh, he definitely wants good contenders. They are building so much from this series. I mean, look at the guys that we've gotten. Sugar Shane. Why am I not able to think of his name now? You guys know who I'm talking about. The kid that keeps getting suspended. And then, of course, Johnny Walker. Ton of guys at middleweight, light heavyweight, all over. And Brazil's Dana White Contender Series has also been pulling fighters in. When I get some time, I'm going to go on Fight Pass and watch some of those because a lot of those guys were on the UFC Uruguay card, and they put out some really good fights this week. Tony Gravely warming up in the back. He is 18-5, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He will be taking on Ray Rodriguez, 15-5. He has 6 first-round finishes. All right, let's throw another trivia question out there. Everybody refresh your browsers. And guys, it is... there's no air conditioning in here. It is warm. And guys, my balls is hot. My balls is hot. It is as hot as Derek Lewis's balls in here. It's like 80 bajillion degrees here in Seattle with no air conditioning. I know not as warm as a lot of you guys in the rest of the country, but we don't have air conditioning here, so I think that kind of makes up for it. All right, let's throw a trivia question out there. This fighter recently said he was spending all of his training his fighters, so why not come back and fight? This UFC fighter said he was spending all of his time training his fighters. He was going through all the fight camps anyways. Why not come back and fight? Said that in a podcast this week, or an interview. Mac 209, you are correct. Nate Diaz. and nobody's as happy as me to see Nate Diaz coming back. I wish we could get both of the Diaz brothers back in there. I don't really think it's in the cards. Nick's probably not coming back, but if he decides he needs some money, he might show up somewhere. Retire from the UFC, end up in bare knuckle, who knows? That's a place. See, I think Nick Diaz would do very, very well in bare knuckles because he already has fast hands. He's a volume puncher, and without that, I am amazed at how much faster everyone's hands are in bare knuckles compared to just having that 4-ounce glove. Just the 4. Nate's still one of the youngest contenders in the UFC. He's only 32. Nick's getting a little older. I think Nick's 35. Yeah, Diaz trains with all the Diaz brothers train with all the Gracies. He also trains with Carlson Gracie. What's the scores? Just one out there so far. Mac 209's got 1,000 on the board. 34. Thank you, Adam Mount. I knew he wasn't very old because he was saying that he was still younger than a lot of the guys out there. Thank you, guys. Yeah, exactly. He's in his prime. That's your prime years. Even in a lightweight, 34 to 37. Or maybe 32 to 37 at your lighter weights. A heavyweight might be 34 to 38 or 39, what we've seen recently. All right, everybody refresh your browsers. Give everybody an extra second. Robert Kerrigan and anybody who might have be on a different device other than a PC. And go 5, 4, 3, knee, each. We'll count back up in Japanese. Each, knee, son, shi, go. Let's go. This NBA star was suspended for choking his coach. I know this isn't exactly fighters, but it is about fighting. This NBA star got so mad at his coach, he choked him out, and he got suspended for, rightfully so, for a very long time. It was not Lewis. Jesus, I really hope. There it is, Adam from Allen. Haterade 9 was just seconds behind, but it was Adam from Allen. Latrell Sprewell. You got to go back to the 90s for that one. All right, good one. Tony Gravely, 6-fight win streak, all finishes. He is the CES Bantamweight champion. He's fought UFC veterans Manny Bernunez and Valishvili. I think is how you say that one. The great benefactor in the house. Thank you for the donation, sir. Appreciate that with the new $60 pay-per-views coming up here on ESPN. You are correct, Robert. Just behind, though, Adam from Allen was the first one to get it. A lot of you guys knew that one, though. So, good job, guys. And Alex Hernandez has been training Ray Rodriguez. Of course, a UFC veteran. Ray Rodriguez, he's won 10 of his last 11, 7 wins by submissions. Also fought a couple of UFC veterans in his career. They're not putting the first name on, they're just the initials. So Gutierrez and Peterson, honestly, I don't recognize who those people are. C. Garcias and but it doesn't matter. All that matters is what they do in the cage right now. Better question, which NBA player got thrown out of league for fighting the fans? I had that one last week, or no, maybe I had it on the pay-per-view. And there was several of them, unfortunately. Ray Rodriguez, 31 years old, 5'7". Tony Gravely, 27 years old, 5'5". An inch reach advantage for Ray. All right, here we go. Five rounds in the featherweight division. Oh, nice body kick there from Rodriguez. Low leg kick from Gravely. Oh, big left hook over the top from Rodriguez. Straight left there from Gravely. Yep, Meta World Peace. You are correct. Oh, nice body kick there from Rodriguez. He's really starting to punish that body early. Body kick back from Gravely. I guess apparently they said his name is Gravely. I like Gravely better. Big 1-2 there from Gravely, and he's going to shoot for the takedown now. Leaning up against Rodriguez, up against the fence here, going for that takedown. And as I was talking earlier about Stefan Struve coming back, guys, and guys coming back after their prime a lot of times. Nice right hook there from Rodriguez. Oh, and a big left there from Gravely. Come forward. Oh, big knee there from Rodriguez. And I'm going to have to come back to that. Big left hook from Gravely. Thankfully. Oh, big knee to the, kick to the body there from Rodriguez. Gravely barely misses the body kick there. Oh, nice combination there from Gravely, though. Straight right, low leg kick and a 1-2. Oh, and a three-piece from Rodriguez. He had the skin extra crispy on that one, but Gravely ducked underneath afterwards and still gets the takedown. All right, you too, Adam from Allen. Have a great night, man. Gravely on top here, and the half guard lands a big elbow to the body there. First thought Dana was going to fight them, and if they beat him, they get the contract. Oh, big elbows from Gravely on the top. Three big elbows right on the top of the head of Rodriguez. Gravely using this half guard beautifully to land those big elbows. Remember, that's what Tito Ortiz was probably best known for, was being able to land those big elbows from inside of the guard. We haven't really seen anybody able to do that like that since. Rodriguez going for the guillotine here, though. This is pretty deep. He's got the second arm in. Gravely pops out, though. Oh, and he lands a three-punch combo, hammer fist, shots to the body. And Rodriguez actually grabbing Gravely from getting up because Gravely was trying to get the mount there. I think Rodriguez probably should have went to stand up there instead of grabbing Gravely there, but it happened so fast, I'm not going to judge him. Because I could be wrong. That was very quick. Tito's going to use them against Jones. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I don't think we ever see Tito Ortiz against John Jones. And Gravely going for the guillotine, kind of neck crank here. Rodriguez saying, I'm okay. Gravely doesn't want to waste a lot of energy on that, and he lets go. Yeah, it was not tight. But Gravely dominating this round, just riding Rodriguez, dropping big ground and pound on him. Got Rodriguez up against the fence now a 1-2. And they stand up. And this fight so far has been one of those kind of fights, if it keeps going this way, that maybe you get a contract even without a finish. Right hook to the body there from Gravely. Knee to the inside of the thigh from Gravely and an elbow to break. Couple of straight lefts land from Rodriguez. Big 1-2 from Rodriguez. Straight left for Gravely. 1-2 for Gravely and a body kick. 30 seconds left in this first round. Let's see if anybody tries to do something to steal it from the judges. Gravely lands a big right hand. Shoots for the takedown again. And Gravely gets the takedown there. And that should seal the round for him. If he wasn't winning it already, he probably was already winning it. But, oh, great sweep from Rodriguez towards the end. Too bad he didn't have more time there because he gets the back of Gravely at the end. And Dana White clapping, all 3 minutes clapping, and they should be. That was a great first round for these guys. And we need some featherweights. Or bantamweights, excuse me. I did that last week too. I called the bantamweights featherweights. Bantamweights. We definitely need some bantamweights. Especially with the, you know, the former champ out. You know, had just a little bit too much oxygen for the rules. Old Killashaw missed first round. Who won it? I would say Gravely. Wow, guys, one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. One of the biggest heavyweights, if not the biggest heavyweight rematch in the history of the sport. Daniel Cormier takes on Stipe Miocic this Saturday. It is almost here. All right, guys. Back to round two. Oh, big combination there from Rodriguez. Gravely throwing a big combination there, but everything misses. Oh, big head kick from Gravely. Wow, 1-2 from Gravely, and he's going to shoot in. Rodriguez immediately clinches. Rodriguez might be hurt here. He crack-a-lacked him with that head kick. Nice knee to the body there from Gravely, but that was a big head kick. You could hear that. Rodriguez immediately clinches. Knees to the inside of the thigh now from Gravely. And uppercut from underneath from Gravely. Not really enough room there to hurt him with that. If I'm Gravely, I push away from Rodriguez and try to keep this standing before Rodriguez has a chance to recover. Which, if he was stunned, which I think he was, I think he's probably recovered now. And Rodriguez gets the takedown. And that's what happens. And now Rodriguez, he goes for the back here from, and he does, and he gets the hooks. Like I said, Gravely had the chance. He was winning it on the feet. Why he didn't push Rodriguez away, I don't know. Now he finds himself, Rodriguez with hooks in, going for a rear naked choke. And now Gravely is in a horrible position. Oh, Gravely, great transition to get out of it, though. And he kind of gets back up on top. Now he's working for the takedown. And Gravely picks him up, and he slams Rodriguez. Right into side control. Oh, and he jumps trying to get them out. Gets caught there again. So many of these guys, I don't know if they're not working on what to do from side control, but they're giving up side control, and I would say a lot of them kind of sloppily going for that mount without setting the transition up, and then ending up in getting that leg hooked or getting stuck into guard. I'm surprised to not see a lot more of these guys starting to, just keep that side control. There's a lot of submissions there. It's a very good place to get an arm triangle from. Oh, nice hooks from the top there from Gravely. Of course, the elbows, the crucifix, if you ask the Big Daddy Gary Goodridge. And Rodriguez back to full guard, but Gravely pomps him with a couple of shots there as he stands up. Little leverage on that ground and pound there. And Rodriguez just being smothered here. Yep, comedic threw his wrench back in the toolbox. Nice short elbow there from Gravely. Another short elbow. Oh, nice right hand there. Another left. If he can get a little bit of space, I think Gravely can. I think he could have finished this with ground and pound. Rodriguez starting to pop back up again. Gravely's got to hook both those legs. He needed to go down and hook that inside of that ankle, but he didn't need to though because he transitioned to the other side. Now he ends up in the open guard, lands another big elbow. And some big hooks. Oh, big right hand there from Gravely. Rodriguez up again. So Gravely needs to grab that left foot of Rodriguez to keep him down. Rodriguez doing a good job there. Look, of grabbing the wrist of Gravely, keeping him from doing that. There, see, he went for it there. He went for that wrist. Oh, Rodriguez tries to transition over and ends up with giving his back to Gravely. Gravely has hooks in now, going for a rear naked choke of his own. Rodriguez's momentum kind of caused that. Oh, and Gravely, this could be getting grave for, and Rodriguez is out. Great escape again from Rodriguez. And Gravely trying to jump guard again when he was very close. Rodriguez is able to pull him back in. Big elbow. Oh, and a flurry here from Gravely as the second round comes to an end. A couple more shots, and I have Gravely up 2 rounds, and Dana's clapping for this one. If these guys have another third round like that, depending on what happens, these guys will both have a good shot at a contract, because this is a fight of the night candidate for sure. Bam. And what I was talking about, fighters coming back. Stefan Struve's coming back. BJ Penn's coming back. And a lot of fans will say, don't they worry about their legacy? Don't you want to go out on a win? Don't you want to go... I'm not sure how much a lot of these fighters care about going out on a win, especially if they don't have a backup career. Because a lot of these guys that say, you were fighting for $10,000, $20,000 paydays, a lot of your career, now you're getting up towards that top tier, and you're finally, getting in the 6 figures per fight. There's a lot of these guys, a lot of guys that are tired right now. Oh, Rodriguez goes for a flying knee, and Gravely literally clotheslines him WWE style. Lands some big shots here. Gravely going to go for the guillotine here. That was amazing. Wow. Rodriguez, he went for that flying knee, Jorge Masvidal style, and it backfired gravely. May I say. And Gravely gets the quick takedown and pops him with a couple of shots. Oh, and Rodriguez transitions, and he's got the back of Gravely here, and he's got hooks in, and he's got a backpack on Gravely. What a back and forth war. And this is one of these fights that there's multiple transitions by both guys back and forth. This is when a fight on the ground or in the clinch is very entertaining. And Rodriguez stretching Gravely's leg out here, looking for some kind of possible leg bar or ankle lock. I don't think he's going to get it with his hands, though. I think that was maybe a bad idea. And Gravely ends up back on top. And he lands a short elbow. Couple of short elbows here. 3:45 left in the third round. And this is an absolute war. Nice left hands here from Gravely. And even though Rodriguez didn't land that flying knee, these guys are trying to be exciting. They are going for high-level, highly entertaining moves. Even when they're on the ground, it's so competitive, so many transitions. You never this fight's not leaving you bored, for even more than a few seconds. Oh, nice transition by Gravely. Almost gets the mount, gets the back. Big right hook. He maybe should have sunk the chuck in there. Oh, lands a few more, and now he has Rodriguez flattened out. Horrible position for Rodriguez. He's eaten too many right hands. Several on the ear. Gravely very close to stopping this. Big left hooks. It's over! With 2 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third round, and Dana White is clapping for that one. His family is up clapping, and what an incredible finish in a great fight for Tony Gravely. Ray Rodriguez, he came in. He will be back. I have a feeling that both of these guys will have a future in the bantamweight division. But tonight, it's Tony Gravely, and I don't see how he could not end up with a contract. I definitely give him one over the last fight, even though there was a finish. That was just a much better, more entertaining fight. And then still getting the finish. Wow, very, very balanced attack from both guys. Both of them did a lot. Yeah. Oh, he's going to sign that guy for sure. He's signing Gravely, and I guarantee you he has a few nuggets for Rodriguez because he doesn't want Rodriguez to sign, with PFL or Bellator or something else. Wow, and so the UFC, once these guys win or lose, no matter what happens, if Dana White doesn't give these guys a contract tonight, the UFC, they reserve the right to sign these guys for 30 days. That's part of their contract, is that they cannot sign with anyone else for 30 days. So the UFC could still sign people afterwards. Tony Gravely, winner by TKO. 2:16 of the third round. Wow. I would be okay with seeing both of them sign for sure, experiencer. And like I said, the bantamweight division, it's kind of anemic right now. You had Cejudo. Obviously, he's a stud, the king, even if he is the king of cringe. And then he just took out the top contender, and after that, I'm not sure where that division goes from there. So they need some tough bantamweights there. Wow, and tears here from Gravely, and I don't blame him. Edgar is bantamweight now. He needed to jump down to bantamweight. I'm not sure if he gets the title there, but he's always been a little small for featherweight. All right, let's throw a trivia question out there, guys. Oh, real quick, what I was talking about, well, I'll go through it after this trivia question. All right, guys. Adam from Allen, he's got a G on the board. Mac 209, he's got one question right today, so 1,000 apiece. Question number 4 in each. Ni son shi ru. That is to 5 in Japanese. This former TUF winner showed up at a smaller MMA event, and the announcer announced that he was the finalist in TUF before it was made public. He almost didn't make it to the finals. There is a very clear writing in the contract. It is not Diaz. Very clear writing in the contract that says you cannot disclose what is going on in that reality show. And that's what happened to this guy. When they announced him to come out, he was going to do kind of a guest speech to the crowd. They announced him to come out, and the person announced him as the finalist in The Ultimate Fighter. And he didn't know what to do, so he just ran out of the building. but he freaked out. It was actually a former UFC fighter that had the inside information that it had leaked. It is not Ferguson. Think back further. Quite a bit further. He was not born in the United States. I'll give you that clue out there right now. And I'll give you another clue. He is not currently fighting in the UFC. He is retired. Not Chris Holdsworth. What's up, Boxing MMA? How's it going? Robert, the question was, this former Ultimate Fighter winner showed up at a smaller event and the announcer announced that he was the finalist in TUF before it was made public. So before the TUF finale, it leaked out. This small promotion knew about it, and this announcer announced him. He said, come down to the cage right now. He is the finalist in the Ultimate Fighter. Mac 209 gets it just before Boxing MMA 365, like a couple seconds. It was Michael Bisping. And that's actually in his new book, Quitters Never Win. Sarah Alpar versus Shanna Young next. Women's 135 pounders. So, good job there. Mac 209 with 2 G's on the board. Haterade, of course, he's got a couple of weeks out of the way. Mac 209 looking to win a week here, though. Billy, the champ, sitting out this season. He will come back. Oh, Jesus, Robert. Bisping's, I think he's a pretty intelligent guy, honestly. Wrote a book. He's got a podcast. And I think he's a pretty established bloke. I'm doing really good, Boxing MMA. Thank you for asking. Thanks for asking. As our former running back here, Marshawn Lynch, would say. Very close on the money here. Alpar a plus 135. Young minus 150. Very, 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 very close, like I said. Wow. Yeah, very, very close. Coming into, of course, like I said, this big pay-per-view this weekend, which I cannot wait for. And all these big fights, I don't know about you guys, all these big fights kind of making me hungry. And, guys, we got a new sponsor. We got a new sponsor. Jump on this now. It is Grubhub. Grubhub is giving us some Grub money. Guys, Grubhub is giving us an incredible offer right now. On your first order of $15 or more, Grubhub, they're going to take $10 of that. They're going to pay for it themselves. So whatever you want to order, whether it's chicken wings, whether it's pizza, they have thousands and thousands of restaurants that they deliver from, over 13,000 restaurants. And check this out, what I just figured out, guys. Who doesn't love the Philly cheesesteak sandwich from Domino's Pizza if you're in the area? And guys, not only does Domino's deliver pizza, they now deliver beer. So you can go to Grubhub, you can hit that link, you can go and order yourself a pizza, and they will bring you pizza and beer without leaving your computer chair. God bless America. And when you guys do that, it helps me out. I get $10 back my way. So Well, thank you, Boxing MMA. You'll have yours too. I would like to get together with a few of you guys. Feel free to email me at any time at fightswithfriends@gmail.com. Boxing MMA, you guys, because we can definitely work together on some of this. I get a sponsor, I throw them over and say, hey, my buddy Boxing MMA over there, he's got a great channel. You should check him out too. And then, you know, when you get to that position, maybe you talk to a sponsor, return the favor. Same thing with some of these other guys in the community. We can help each other out and fight. You're not going to fight ESPN and all these big guys by yourself. I've figured that out. We can't fight each other. We have to work together. Yeah, I don't know about that. I wish, though. Yes, pizza and beer, Boxing MMA. Pizza and beer. And quite the build-up for this fight, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are watching on ESPN1. Make sure and jump on these promos while they last, though. They don't last forever. If you didn't get the Robinhood free stock, unfortunately, that's no longer available. What is available is on it, though, still onit.com/fightswithfriends. Anytime you go to Onnit, just think Fights with Friends. All you have to do is add /FightsWithFriends at the end of Onnit. You don't even have to remember to do it right now. Just when you go to order your Alpha Brain or your Alpha Brain drink, which is what I like now. It's absolutely delicious. It gives me way more energy than any energy drink I've ever had. Way sharper. And it doesn't give me, that feeling like I'm going to have a freaking heart attack and pass out on the floor. So that's a plus because it's all natural. Nootropics, different things like that. On it, always having sales over there. Even when they're having sales, you can still use that code to get an additional 10% off anything they sell. So, but man, are we facing a huge week coming up. 3 of the biggest fights of the year, all on one card. Paulo Costa versus Yoel Romero. Nate Diaz and Anthony Pettis. And, of course, the heavyweight championship of the world, Daniel Cormier, Stipe Miocic. Absolutely amazing. Let's throw out another trivia question. Everybody, refresh your browsers. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give Robert an extra second here. Each, ni, son, she, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, 2 days ago, Daniel Cormier, coming in this fight, said his current weight. Where is he at now? Where did Daniel Cormier say he is for weight coming into this? Shanna Young, former King of the Cage Bantamweight champion. She's on back-to-back wins. She's finished 4 of 6, 2 knockouts, 2 submissions. Mac 209, tearing it up tonight, 240 pounds. Must have listened to the same podcasts I did throughout the week. $400 billion he is. Oh, jeez. Mac 209 starting to run away with it here. 3,000 points on the board. You might have some competition next season, Billy. Yep, that would be the one, Mac 209. MMA Junkies is gone. A lot of these is gone. Weight Ben Rothwell. I think he's currently walking around about 380. Nope, they have no chance. So, but yeah, with MMA Junkie being gone from the podcast world, Luke Thomas being gone from the podcast world, everybody getting crushed, except for Ariel Helwani, that's sponsored by ESPN. That's inspiring me to launch my podcast. That's why I asked you guys where you listen to your podcast at recently. Sarah Alpar, LFA Bantamweight champion. She's won 3 of her last 4 fights, 2 wins by knockout. Kill me. Yeah, Brunson versus Hanise. That's another great one, man. Don't sleep on Derek Brunson. He's not done yet. And Ian Hanise, that guy is a stud. That's a great fight. That could definitely be the main event of a UFC ESPN fight night, 5 rounds. And I would be happy that it was. So, big fight. And so, Corey Sandhagen's on the prelims. That's how good this week is. Sarah Alpar, Shanna Yang, both girls 28 years old. Both went at 135. Sarah 5'4", Shanna 5'7". Shanna's going to have a 2-inch reach advantage at 67 inches. And round 1, here we go. In the women's 135-pound division. Young in the gray, Alpar in the blue. Combination up top there for Alpar. Straight left. Both women aggressive so far. Prelims on FX? Really? What? Are you kidding me? Oh, big shot from Alpar. Oh, big left hand, right hand. Wow, she is throwing the guns out there. Alpar like a machine gun with the punches here. That's like a 7-fight combo. And she's getting the back. Alpar coming out with the family meal here. Oh, she's got her foot hooked in the fence. She can't do that, though. Referee pulls it out eventually. And that actually helped her hook in, though. She's hooked into Young now. Turning Young into her here now. Young turning to her side to the right. She can do that, but if Alpar is really paying attention, Alpar can also get her back doing that. She's almost out of it now. I wouldn't even turn back to my right now. I'd be worried about giving my back up. She's almost out. Grab those wrists. Keep on moving forward like that. She's almost out. Oh, we are definitely spoiled this weekend. This is going to be awesome. And Young working past the guard. Almost through the guard to the mount here. Oh, knee to the head. That was an illegal knee to the head from Young. The referee did not see it. She brung her knee straight down on Alpar's head. I think she noticed it right away, but that could have been a point taken away if the referee seen it immediately. Right hand from Young from the top and a couple of hammer fists. We all know you cannot knee a downed opponent in the head. 4 big right hands there from Young. Alpar trying to pop back up here. What's up, Peter Ordinary in the house? How's it going? Alpar trying to get back up here. Young's done a pretty good job of keeping her in bad positions this round. Though Young going for the guillotine. Nothing here yet. Alpar's in a good position. At least in a good position to not get choked out. Oh, nice knees to the inside of the thighs there from Young. Trying to wear Young down with this guillotine. Or Alpar down, excuse me. Young, she expended a lot of energy fighting for that guillotine. And finally, Alpar grabs her wrist, Gets wrist control and stands up, lands a knee, back to the center of the cage. Oh, nice low leg kick there for Alpar, but a straight right over the top from Young. Another 1-2 from Young, and Alpar with the great judo throw there. Gets a little Agoshi, almost, but she stands up in a horrible position, eats a knee to the body. Now Young and Alpar exchanging knees. Big left hook from Alpar. Exchange of big knees from both women. I had felt bad for Alpar. Sometimes you just have that body type, and I'm not trying to crap on her. I kind of have this. I have had this issue too, even when I was skinny. She kind of keeps a little bit of that belly fat, even though obviously she's not fat at 135 pounds. She just doesn't have the body type that where she gets those abs. Sometimes some extra skin. Both women exchanging knees here. I feel really bad when people really, they work hard and they just have that kind of type of body that they can't control. A couple of nice knees there from Young, and a big combination. Left hook and 2 right hands there from Young. Alpar back down again here. What's going on? Arcade Chaos in the house. What is going on, my friend? It is a family affair. We have pretty much all the usuals in here. And I can hear some heavy breathing from somebody here. I think it's from Young. Alpar. Look at that smile on her face as she tries to sneak in that choke. This girl loves violence. I like to see that. A little sinister smile there. Same old situation. Well, hey, we got a blessed weekend, if I dare say, coming up, though, man. Stipe Miocic versus DC. Nate Diaz versus Anthony Pettis. Yoel Romero versus Paulo Costa. Derek Brunson versus Ian Hanish. Corey Sandhagen returns. Just a loaded weekend. And of course, guys, now being on ESPN Plus, it's about $55 a pop for that pay-per-view. So if you would like to donate to the pay-per-view fund for Fights with Friends, you can always donate at any time through that super chat. Always greatly appreciated. Thank you, Experiencer, for the donation. If you don't have super chat, you can also always support us at paypal.me/fightswithfriends, or hit us on the Cash App just at Fight Inc. Fight INC. And back in the center of the cage here, Alpar and Young. 1-2 from Alpar. Oh, big low leg kick from Alpar to start this one. She's got some blood coming out of her face here. That's inside leg kick there from Alpar. Diaz versus Decisions, back 209. Oh, nice low leg kick from Alpar, but a 1-2 from Young. Another 1-2 from Young. Oh, big right hand from Alpar. Straight left and a big right hook. Straight left there from Alpar. Oh, Alpar's starting to find a spot for that right hook. And Young throws hands again and again gets countered. Alpar's starting to land some big shots. Straight right and a left hook there. Oh, big right hook from Young. Oh, and a nice low leg kick. Another big right hook there from Alpar. And Experiencer with the donation. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, my friend. All right, and a takedown there from Alpar, and she's going to throw on the ground and pound. Diaz count out point the showtime. I think maybe Diaz has been away for too long, but he's always training. It's hard to call that fight. And now Alpar has the back of Young. Like I said, Young, she expended a lot of energy that last round. Alpar's got hooks in here. He will need the finish, says Arcade Chaos. I definitely wouldn't say that he couldn't outpoint him. I mean, Nate Diaz is an extremely busy fighter. Good mate fighting on Fight Pass this weekend. Boxing heavyweight against a U.S. Olympian. The last fight, Andy Ruiz Jr. Nice. Absolutely. So many fights now. Boxing, MMA. Almost. I want to quit my job just so I have time to call the fights. And Alpar with the back still here. This is almost a carbon copy of the last round, but it's now Alpar with the offense. And Young on the bottom. Oh, and Alpar, he's got hooks in and she's got it! Young taps. What a comeback! Wow. After an incredible first round from Shanna Young, Shanna might have burned herself out some, and Sarah Alpar sinks in the rear naked choke from the hooks. Congratulations and welcome Sarah Alpar to the UFC. That's a contract. I'll tell you right now, that is for sure a contract. Wow. I want to see the replay on that one. That was a great choke. Great transition. Oh, that's going to be such a crazy fight, guys. And here's the takedown here. Shanna was going for an inside sweep. Alpar just used her weight. I think she's a bigger girl, and she kind of slung Shanna to the ground. Ends up getting the back, getting those hooks in. Oh, man, she really sunk it in. That's that sleeper. And if you ever get into that position, somebody attacks you or something, and you end up with their back, just always remember the Diaz brothers. You think that flipping off is, that's like a Diaz thing. That's a judo thing. Believe it or not, that's always how it's taught. You get the hand underneath. If you want to continue the sleeper, the way to remember it is get this hand back behind the choke. Then you're going to take that opposite hand, whatever your dominant hand you're going to have under the chin, obviously. Then you're going to put this in the bridge of your arm here, and you're going to lift this up like you're flipping somebody off. And then you're going to take this hand and you're going to wrap it back around behind the head. And then you're just going to lower your weight down and squeeze. You don't have to worry about the rules of the UFC. So if you're in an actual fight where somebody attacks you and you get them in this position and you can't get their chin up, they're fighting it, just headbutt them. Headbutt the side of their temples and the back of their head. And headbutt their neck, whatever you can. If it's a street fight, somebody attacks you, you do what you can do. They're going to give up their neck. Waiting for this fight for a minute. Yes, definitely a really good fight, man. All right, 15 in here watching. Most of you guys have hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't yet, go and hit that thumbs up button. If you like what we do here and want to support us. If you're not subscribed to Fights Your Friends already, make sure please hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the family. Don't forget to ring that bell so you're notified whenever we drop a new video. Or go live like this Saturday for Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier. Beginner trader in the house. What's going on, man? Thank you, Sarah. Wow, big right hand from Sarah. Well, she's got some heavy hands. Thank you, Beginner Trading. I appreciate it. For those of you that are starting a channel now, don't give up and don't get stuck on a niche. Just because you're doing one thing right now, you're doing arcade games, over on Arcade Cash, you're doing video games, whatever it is you're doing. I was doing kind of a variety channel and kind of sitting in YouTube in obscurity. Took me 9 months to get to 100 subscribers. And I did a couple of MMA videos because I was kind of, searching for my niche. And they did way better than anything else. I started doing the breakdowns, a couple of fight companions. And then a few months later, I ended up changing the channel to Fights with Friends, and then that's when it started growing. They definitely have Experiencer, and I can tell you that my channel was not being promoted near what it used to be. I know if I was doing this a year ago, there would probably be a lot more people in here watching, definitely with 5,400 subscribers, because pretty much everybody in here right now is already subscribed, so it's not really being promoted to other places as much as maybe it could. It will be promoted, but not as much as with other things. The busier you are, though, the more they will promote you. It took me a year to get to 100, another to get to 500. Then from 500 to 10,000 within a year and a half or so. Oh, beautiful. Congratulations, sir. That is incredible. I didn't remember how many subscribers you had. 12,643 subscribers. Wow. Very nice. And I am big into the finance world. I'm going to check this channel out. Everybody check this channel out if you're looking to invest. Everybody should be looking to invest. If you're not, I'd like to have a conversation with you sometime, sir. Yeah, live streaming definitely helps. And I'll tell you what helps. If anybody who is a YouTuber out there, you're doing Instagram, anything you're doing out there, sometimes you might end up wanting to hire somebody. I hired somebody to make that song, the Fights with Friends song, House of Flames. He did a great job. He didn't charge me a whole lot. Just because he was a real good guy. But if you have a budget, which you obviously all do, go to Fiverr. This is a new sponsor. Just approach me. Fiverr has a ton of people from all over the world, from the United States, other countries, all over the place. And they are looking to help you with your Instagram, your Twitter, YouTube, whatever it is. And this code, they are offering a special to Fights with Friends fans right now. 20% off any services on Fiverr with your first service up to $100. And then they will kick, of course, some money back to me on Fiverr, back to the Fights with Friends. Gonna do a Fiverr tutorial. There you go. I used to be awesome. You're doing okay over there, Arcade. You should be more busy. Learn how to use that display capture. I would definitely, if you ever want some help on your channel, Arcade Chaos, I would definitely give you a few minutes of my time. This is where I get my intro from for around $10. Still using it. Wow. Yeah, it is great. And anybody out there, if you're struggling in this economy, if you're struggling to make a couple extra bucks and you have experience. You have experience in Adobe Photoshop. You're good at making music online. Anything that somebody might pay for, especially digitally, go to Fiverr and you're going to find tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of creators waiting to pay you to make things like beginner trading, his logo, people, a theme song for someone, all kinds of other things. And if you ever have any service that you might offer to me on Fights with Friends, of course, feel free to email me at fightswithfriends@gmail.com, and we'll see what we can work out. And there you go, Billy Hughes. He'll model for you. Waiting for a settlement to try to step it up. Well, I hope you get it. Those people ripped you off, Arcade Chaos. I seen it. I'm a witness. Yeah, they have a lot of good things on there. And they have a lot of people from what they call developing countries, where if you're in a more developed country, you can get a pretty good rate. A lot of these countries, 10 American dollars or 10, dollars from the UK or whatever will go a lot further in those countries so you can get a great service. And you're right, Haterade and I've been speaking too much with too little trivia. Everybody refresh your browsers. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nada. This female fighter wants to be part of the first ever brother-sister combination in the UFC. She's in the UFC right now, and her brother is in the LFA. What female fighter has an MMA fighter who's a brother that she wants to get into the UFC? There's never been a brother-sister combination fighting in the UFC. It is not Van Zandt. It is not Suarez. They may have brothers in MMA. This one recently came out and said that she wants to be the first brother. She wants them to be the first brother-sister combination in the UFC. Yeah, Sage is out. Exactly, boxing MMA. Like I said in Rocket Man, personally loved it. There it is. D. Brown, you are correct. It is Macy Barber. Great job, D. Brown. Or as Derek Lewis would call her, Big Booty Barber, but I'm going to blame that one on Derek Lewis. Of course, I would not come up with a nickname like that. That is very demeaning and inflammatory. And I was insulted he even said it. He asked me last time, how was Rock? Oh, okay. That's why. Awesome. Yeah, my daughter really wants to see that. And that's actually Young David's 2 favorite artists. Believe it or not, are Ozzy Osbourne and the Rocket Man. So on this card this weekend is so stacked, I'm pretty pumped. I'm extremely pumped beginner trading. On beginner trading, email me if you're interested. I'd like to talk to you on my other channel, Mike Reviews It All. I'd like to know some things about crypto, or if any of you guys ever want me as a guest on your channel, just email me. I'm always up to return the favor. A lot of you guys have guest spotted on the show. I'm always willing to return the favor. Costa versus Romero. Yeah, that's a crazy fight. Like I said, it's like we have 3 main events this weekend. Oh, and they're showing the crazy horse fight here, or felony fight that Brok Weaver was in, of course. Got a split decision victory over Crazy Horse, or Felony. Whatever time you watched him. Brok Weaver on a 6-fight win streak. He is the Island Fights welterweight champion. That's, of course, out of Florida. He's also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. I got a friend that fights over there. Of course, Lionheart that also beat up Charles Felony. But Ozzy's writing a Broadway musical, really. Well, he had to take like a year off of touring for that pneumonia, but we're going to see him. He's going to be back next July and August. David's finally going to get to see him. Devin Smyth, wow. What an ovation. He must have brought a lot of family here. I only say that because there's only like less than 200 people fit in this gym here. Maybe 200. Oh, Devin Smyth is Rashad Evans' boy. Oh, I think somebody was saying that earlier. Yeah. And, sounds fun. All right, don't claim to be an expert. Well, by the name, you said beginner trading. So Just let people watch to see what it's like. Oh, of course, man. Of course. And I am very interested in a lot of things. I worry about a lot of younger people getting into cryptocurrency and not understanding it. But let's get to MMA. Devin Smyth has not lost since his pro debut. 9-0. TWC super middleweight champion. That's a Michigan-based promotion. Honestly, I've never heard of it. He's got 5 wins by submission. Just invest in gold. End of story. Modest. I meant Ozzy. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne's a stud. Doctors told us he had AIDS because they couldn't find an immune system doing so much drugs. So he went home. He's about to... Jesus, really? Devin Smyth, 24 years old, 5'9". Brok Weaver, 27 years old, 6 feet tall. Both welterweights. Weaver's going to have an 1.5-inch reach advantage at 73 inches. In the right area, Robert. You don't want to invest in it in Oregon, though. Oh, wow. Big start to this one. Devin Smyth with the big slam takedown right away on Brok Weaver. Investing in gold medals. Oh, nice left hook and a knee to the body from Smyth. Right hook up top as Weaver stands up. Oh, wow. Smyth picks up Weaver, slams him in the center of the cage. Wow, big power here from Smyth. Also, a lot of energy expended in those big takedowns, though. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Oh, did you hear? I heard recently Henry Cejudo has a gold medal. Anybody know that? Nice elbow there from Smyth on top. And some gold in those belts. Smyth in side control now. All moving to the back. Big right hands. 3 big right hands from Smyth. He is straight laying leather on Weaver. Yep, triple C. Nice knee to the body. There from Smyth. Oh, Smyth, what a quick transition. Lightning quick transition around to the back of Weaver. Weaver's going to pop up. Smyth looking for the backpack. Weaver trying to dump him here. Oh, and he's done. Big right hand from Weaver. Weaver dumps him and lands a big right hand immediately. Great timing from Brok Weaver. Big knee to the body from Smyth. Weaver returns. And Weaver starting to work on the body here. Right hook to the body. Like I said, Smyth expended a lot of energy in those big takedowns. And there's a knee to the body from Weaver. Another knee to the body. Cold cough, congestion. Isn't Cringe in there somewhere, Billy? A flying knee to the body there from Weaver. And now he's chasing Smyth. He's got to be careful not to get counter coming in. Weaver getting excited here, though. Lands a 1-2. Smyth with his hands down. Misses the right hand. Immediately goes for another takedown. Wow, that is a power takedown. Weaver able to stop this one so far, at least. 2:30 left here in the first round. Summaries. Yeah, he definitely does. Invest in Cejudo's Cringe. 2:20 left in the first. Well, if he was a stock, if you did... Oh, big elbows there from Weaver. If you had invested in it a while back, you'd be doing well. Speaking of stocks, of course, UFC still looking to go public by the end of the year. Straight left and a right hook there from Smyth. Goes for that takedown again. Weaver blocks it. Knee to the body there for Weaver. If I'm Weaver, I am just destroying this body. I am spending most of my energy on my feet going to this body right now. Weaver was just looking at his corner and lands another knee to the body. Oh, big left hook there from Weaver. And a couple of big elbows. You got it, Billy. We got to get Billy in the house, of course, on the mic for the big event, UFC 241. Are you working, Billy? Oh, and Smyth breaks free back to the center of the cage. This is where Weaver wants it, though. Smyth misses a 1-2. Weaver misses a few shots. Head kick for Weaver. Smyth showing off a lot of head movement for pretty much no reason there. Weaver wasn't throwing anything. Free for 241. Nice. Straight right lands for Weaver. A straight left. Oh, Smyth goes for the takedown, clinches for a minute. Lands a straight right. Smyth going to go for this takedown again here. Still the gold from the belts after the gold medals. Yep, you're right. Oh, a couple of nice elbows there from Weaver. I might put a few bucks in silver, if I didn't mention that already. If I'm looking to invest in precious metals right now, it's at about an all-time low, 15 bucks an ounce. Couple of right hands there from Weaver. Smyth really fighting for this takedown. He's expending a ton of energy, and Weaver's grimacing. I'm not sure if he's grimacing or smiling. I thought Smyth might have got a handful of groin there for a minute, but maybe he's just smiling. Oh, the guillotine, and Weaver drops, but he loses it as he goes down. Smyth ends up on top. I'm going to give that round to Smyth, but that was a great round. Fighters are probably warned not to lose that belt or let it get stolen. Like if they were to take it out, so let's say a strip club or something, and somebody got like old what's his name that lost his belt to Couture, Tim Sylvia. We've had that trivia question already, but Tim Sylvia, it's rumored, used to take his belt with him. He used to wear it to the grocery store. He used to wear it to the club. That guy wore it everywhere. I'm going to be completely honest. If I had a UFC championship belt, I'd be wearing it right now, though. And he just has a ton of belts. Probably from a lot of places, yeah. My good buddy from Season 4 of the UFC, Shoney Carter, Mr. International. I've seen that guy's belts. I visited him recently, and that guy has like 100 belts from other organizations. And Arcade Chaos comes through with a spectacular donation. Thank you so much, sir. And they call time right away. It looks like Brok Weaver, kicks him in the groin right out of the gate. Thank you again, Arcade Chaos. $5 donation. Arcade Chaos and Experiencer coming through for UFC 241 so far. Thank you, guys. Yeah, that was a bad low blow. When does the champion get to keep the belt after they retire? They get to keep him. They make another one. That's why DJ insisted that they give him all his belts for every one he won, so he could take a picture with like 13 of them. And that clock is wrong because they had to stop it for the low blow. I'm going to kill it. Oh, Smyth misses with a big right there. And Weaver with the low leg kick, right hand. Oh, spinning elbow from Smyth. What a move. And now he goes for the takedown again. Guys, I got to tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your mother, this Dana White Contender Series, they have had several fights that are delivering every single week. And there is no reason, in my mind at least, to bring back the Ultimate Fighter. Contender Series is where it's at. Nice elbow there from Weaver and a couple shots. Smyth continuing to fight for this takedown. Nice knee to the body there for Weaver. And I thought Smyth fairly easily won the first round. He lands a couple of knees. Weaver came back towards the end. And then Weaver coming out with the more energy this round, seemingly. Nice elbow there from Smyth. So Smyth, wow. I mean, he looked like he was trying to take that fence home with him as a souvenir. And he grabs it again. Referee puts his finger up. He needs to take away a point. If you grab the fence twice and it keeps you from getting taken down like that, that needs to be a point. In my opinion. And, that's my fight. A lot of people argue with me on this, but that's my biggest argument to get away from the 10-9 system to at least the 20 points is big right hand from Brok Weaver. Right on the temple. Is that referees, they're so hesitant to take away a point because you're taking away a third of the fight. And that is such a huge punishment. .240 left in the second here now. Couple of nice left hooks there from Weaver. And Smyth is just exhausted. We've seen, I think, 3 fights tonight where we've seen cardio come into effect where a fighter has been winning, expended a lot of energy in the first round. Well, at least 2 before this. And then their opponents came back. They exchanged knees. Weaver with a left hook up top. Smyth with a big right hand. Weaver with another right hand. Nice knee to the body there from Weaver. Some beautiful dirty boxing here in the clinch. A lot of times you'll see a clinch like this and not see a lot of action. But these guys... Oh, big elbow from Weaver. Big left. Oh, and he pieces him up. Big left and a right hook right on the chin. Snaps Smith's head back. Oh, Smyth throws a jumping right hook. Misses. Smith's going to look for the takedown here. Watch. He's going to try to make it look like he... Oh, right hand to the body. Left hand up top for Weaver. Smyth shakes his head, but that hurt. Denise Huey in the house. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. $130 left in the second round. Been looking for Dana White Contender Series every week. Biggest dislike is abbreviations. I hear you, beginner trading. There's only so many letters that you want to optimize your letters on your title, because if they're too long, the algorithms don't like them. So, but maybe I do need to try to just put Contender Series or something, so people know what it is. Nice elbow there from Weaver. A minute left in the second. All right, Arcade. Good luck with that. Oh, and Smyth going for the takedown again here, and he gets it. Weaver pops right back up, and Smyth takes him that again. Weaver may be getting tired now. Smyth may be getting a second wind here. 35 seconds left in the second round. Oh, nice knee there from Smyth, but a right hook and a right uppercut there from Weaver. Brock Lesnar lost the Universal WWE Championship on SummerSlam Sunday. Really? I didn't know he was even champion over there. I thought he'd already lost it. Nice knee to the body there from Weaver. Big left hook. Double right hook for Weaver. And he is banging on Smith's face right now. Oh, big body kick there for Weaver. Smyth goes for the takedown. But Brok Weaver has really been being disciplined and going to that body. I have it around a piece with most of the momentum, though, in Brok Weaver's favor. And we just had one great fight and right back into another great fight here. And Devin Smith's corner's telling me, he said, listen to me. You have to stay busy. And I think he said something like, I'm tired. He said, don't worry about it. Come on, I like these cornermen that tell their fighter, you're not tired. You're not tired. No, you're not. All right, guys, check out our Facebook group. I've been posting things all week over there having to do with Daniel Cormier and Stipe coming up, sharing some of their posts from different areas. And we've just all been engaging in DC versus Stipe week, kind of like a holiday. Any takers a deal. Oh, man. It's close, man. It could so go either way. Here we go. Round 3. Devin Smith, Brok Weaver. Low leg kick for Weaver. Right hand, another low leg kick and a 1-2 there for Weaver. Smith might have an injury. Might have an issue with one of his legs here. Looks like he's trying not to put a whole lot of weight on his left leg, and it seems to be at a strange angle here as well, too. Weaver missing upstairs, but landing a couple shots to the body. Comedic was in here earlier, is he? He might still be in there. Maybe he took a break. Oh, big knee to the body there from Devin Smith. Remember, I have this at around a piece. 2 left hooks to the body there for Weaver. A couple more shots to the body. Diaz by triangle. Nice. Comedic genius. I knew he was in here. He's a Fights with Friends diehard. And Weaver throwing the shots, going for a sweep here. Excuse me. And Devin Smyth turns him around. He's going to go for the takedown now. He hasn't had a successful takedown. Well, he had one, I think, last round, but he has not been too successful since the first round for as many attempts he's taken. 3 big elbows from Weaver, and that kind of opens it up for Smyth to finally get the takedown, though. Do we need to get Comedic Genius on for open mic? 3:20 left here in the third round. Weaver starting to pop up. Big knee to the body there for Smyth. Knee to the body for Weaver as he pops up. This is a very close round right now. I have it dead even in a round apiece. Weaver now looking exhausted. Both men exhausted. Oh, and a 6-punch combination in the body for Weaver. Left hook upstairs. Great job by Weaver to continue to dig to the body. Big right hook and a left hand for Weaver. Right hand lands for Smyth. Spinning elbow lands for Smyth. And Weaver catches him with a counter right hook. These two warriors are digging deep to get that ink. They really want that contract. Weaver leaning in with his head, pushing his head even up against Weaver. A couple of right hooks there. And Michael Bisping insinuating that Smith's hand may be broken. Another big combination of the body there for Weaver, and then goes up to the head. Wow, almost reminiscent of Roy Jones Jr. with a little shoe shine there. All right, I got this round for Weaver beginner trading. I'll tell you, I had Smyth with the first round, but ever since then, there was about a minute and a half left of the first round, it's been almost all Brok Weaver. Oh, nice right hook from Weaver and a body shot. Big knees to the body for Brok Weaver. More knees, big left hook. Oh, big right hand combinations from Weaver and body shots. Weaver just being so busy right now. He is working so hard right now. I really want to see Weaver get the finish. I mean, he really deserves this fight if he gets it. A couple big elbows and a knee. Big elbow from Devin Smyth and a big right hand from Weaver. They're back in the center of the cage warring. Smyth again digs in for the takedown. Both men exhausted. Couple more elbows there from Brok Weaver. And this contender series, we're beginning to be able to count on this for great fights every week now. Oh, and Smyth tries to get the takedown. Weaver ends up on top. Knee to the body and a right hook lands for Smyth. 45 seconds left in the fight. Weaver exhausted, mouth open. Smyth has been exhausted for a while. Weaver leaning that head in. 30 seconds left in this fight. Is somebody going to do something to try to finish this? I think Smyth needs a finish. Oh, and a combination of the body again and back up to the head for Weaver. Lands the combo to the body. Right hook and a left hand up top. Smyth lands a left hook in there. Weaver just staying busy. Big elbow from Smyth and they exchange power shots. Smyth going for another takedown. Weaver's got the guillotine. Oh, nice knee to the body. And Weaver is able to stop it, but a big 1-2 from Weaver at the end. All three men clapping. I don't know if Dana is going to give a contract for that, but I think he should. Those guys are at a very high level, both of those guys. Strength of opponent matters. Comedic, the heavyweight champion. Smyth has a broke hand for sure. Only throwing elbows. Yeah, I noticed that. Made 2 1-2 fights for men in the ring at once. Oh, Jesus. That would be great. I think they need to implement entertainment. I mean, it's already called WME. Instead of having the fighters trying to entertain people with shit talking and all this stuff, I think that they should have actual good bands, rock concerts, and different things that come out. I would like to see, like, Disturbed come out, play a couple songs, then have a big fight. Then maybe you have Metallica or something, some big guy. You have, a big rapper, DMX or something, come out, play a couple songs, get the crowd pumped up, and then you have a big fight. Oh, Jesus, starting with the mama jokes. UFC cover surgeries for anyone injured on Dana White Contender Series. I would imagine they would have to. I don't know for sure, though. Here's the official decision. $30-27 and 2 29-28. Unanimous decision. Brok Weaver. Cannot disagree with that. And wow, his family is excited. Didn't Megadeth play at Affliction? Somebody did. I think it might have been Megadeth. It's smart. And UFC has the money now. Affliction totally overspent. The head of Affliction, Tom Atencio, way back towards the beginning of the channel, he was one of my first guests on here, actually. He talked about how much they were bleeding money, paying guys for something. But, I mean, I'm glad they paid them. You can't do it maybe out of the gate, but the UFC and WME, they got it now. They got that ESPN money. Tender Series going to show the men from the boys. Yep, weak-minded from the people who are ready for this crazy career. I agree. Yeah, they are. Blonde pay buyback. All right, guys, I got to take a quick restroom break, so I'm going to throw a trivia question out there, though. And everybody refresh your browsers. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I like this Brok Weaver guy. He is intense. All right, guys. This U.S. city has become kind of a meme in the MMA world and a comparison for bad decisions. What city recently has become the standard or unstandard, however you want to call it, for bad decisions in the ESPN era? Not Texas. Looking for a city. If you're on Twitter, which you can follow me at FightsWFriends over there, you'll see a lot of people talking about it. I'll definitely give you a follow back. If you follow me over there, we're going very quickly over there. A little over 600 subscribers in a very short time, or followers. Dustin Diamond, what if I... Fast. Not Chicago. I know Michael Pauly would know this if he's in here. My mom's stream. Oh, Jesus. Your mom doesn't finish, Comedic Genius? I didn't think your mom ever seen the judges. You asked for that one. I'll repeat. All right. I will. This U.S. city has become the comparison for bad decisions. Kind of become the standard, if you will, the opposite of whatever a standard is for decision making. It's been in the ESPN era. We've talked about it several times on this show, but all over Twitter. They've even mentioned it, I believe, in UFC casts about comparing other cards to it. Not Sacramento. There was a couple bad ones in Sacramento. A couple questionable, but nothing like this one. When you guys hear it, you're going to remember. You're going to be like, oh yeah. I mean, I think they maybe got one decision right the whole night. Billy Hughes, go ahead and give us the answer. I know Billy knows. Yep. Thank you, Billy. It is Wichita. Yeah, if you're on MMA Twitter, which is actually extremely entertaining. I didn't think I'd ever get into Twitter, but I only engage with MMA people over there. I try to stay the hell out of all the politic nastiness, and the MMA community's actually pretty cool over there. But yeah, Wichita, Kansas. You see, Brok Weaver, just, man, he is long-winded. I think he might get the contract. Dana White is cracking up here. If Brok Weaver hadn't already won the contract inside the cage, he just won it on the mic. He says, I want to be the first Native American in the UFC. He just sold this 6 times over. I'm going to tell you right now, guarantee Brok Weaver he's in the UFC. Wow, that was great. And we still have a light heavyweight bout to come. Herdem, Alacabek versus William Knight, 5-0, 4-0. Got a lot of trivia questions left, though. And we'll hit some more of those up. Here soon. But this is a different world, though, right now, guys. I didn't expect to be looking into this. Michael Bisping says a star is born. And I'll tell you what else has been born recently, guys, and that is a new way to pay online. PayPal, they were kind of the standard there for a while. Guys, checks have been dead for a very, very long time. We all know that. Nobody's writing. If you write a check somewhere, somebody's going to punch you in the face. If you go to the, maybe not that far, but if you go to the grocery store and try to write a check, they're going to look at you like a freaking crazy person. Guys, this is the digital check. It's right on the app store. It is the #1 app in the finance store. As you may have heard if you watch Joe Rogan, you guys know you can trust this app. It is the Cash App. Use that code and you're going to be able to send money to people for free. I used it recently to pay for my theme song to House of Flames on the Cash App. And that's when I ended up reaching out to them. You're going to get $5 free for using that. Even though it's a free service, they're going to throw $5 in your account right out of the gate. They're going to give $5 to Fights with Friends for the effort, and you're going to be able to seamlessly send money on your phone to any of your contracts, anybody that you have the Cash App name of. Kind of like over here, they didn't have Fights with Friends available still. Somebody stole it from me. But if you want to donate to Fights with Friends ever, it is just Fight Inc. Fight INC. All right, light heavyweights warming up. I'm going to take that quick restroom break. Everybody take a quick break. And 2 of the judges for the fight's mothers. Impartial judge. Oh, Jesus. All right, I will be right back. William Knight making his way to the cage, undefeated 4-0. He has a 100% finish rate. 3 first-round finishes. Wow, that is a big boy. That looks like a heavyweight. That does not look like a light heavyweight. Just realized I have 2 copies of Here Comes the Boom. What's that on DVD? They still sell those things? No. Oh, Fight Camp that brought us Chuck, the Iceman Liddell. It was not Affliction. Oh man, I'm even drawing a blank on that one, Billy. But I know he fought Alistair over him before either one of them was in the UFC. But I'm not sure what the promotion is. All right. Herdem, Alacabek, 5-0, including win over Arroyo. 3 knockouts, 2 submissions, 4 first-round finishes. He's been training with King Mo Law. Legacy of the Pit. All right. Here we go. Round 1, main event, light heavyweights. Oh, and they fooled me. I thought it was starting already. I started my fight clock. But Herdem Alacabek, 28 years old. William Knight, 31. Alacabek, 3 inches taller at 6'2". He's going to have an 1.5 inch reach advantage at 74.5 inches. Jason Herzog is the referee. And here we go. They're making it difficult for me to time the fight clock tonight. They zoom in. Here, Alacabek in the gray, Knight in the blue. Alacabek with a big body kick. Knight lands a straight left. Knight already going for the takedown. Shoots hard. Alacabek doing a great job defending there. Alacabek is both these guys are very strong. Alacabek, big knee to the body there for Alacabek. Knight just looks strong. Alacabek is deceptively strong. Big combination from Alacabek. He is piecing him up. That was like an 8-punch combination. Hooks and uppercuts galore. Alacabek with the double hooks here. Knight continuing to go for that takedown. Now, he just ate the whole family meal coming in. Wasted a lot of energy on that takedown attempt. And now Alacabek landing big knees to the body. Now they're wow. Those are hard knees to the body. Some guys land those and it's like, okay, you're just trying to score. And then some people really drive it like a TIE fighter. And those were big knees to the body. Now, 2 more knees to the body there from Alacabek. Another knee to the body. Knight, he blocked that one. And then he goes to the other knee. Knight going for a flying knee to the body, but I can guarantee you Knight is hurting from those knees to the body. Straight left from Alacabek. Right hand and a left hook. Big body kick from Alacabek. My prediction is Alacabek is going to end this fight. Straight left from Knight. Just from the way it's going so far. I think Alacabek has already done the damage on the body. And if he continues to work that body, I think he wins this fight. Nice combination in the body. Right uppercut and a left hook there from Alacabek. Another knee to the body. Wow. Big shots to the body again. 4-punch combo from Alacabek. He is just destroying that body of Knight. And Alacabek goes for the takedown, and Knight, he grabbed a fistful of fence. Alacabek immediately gets the takedown anyways, though, lands a big elbow on top. And Knight grabbed the very top of the cage. Big elbows from Alacabek. 4 big elbows in a row there. Knight trying to pop back up. Alacabek trying to get the back here. Oh, and Alacabek with the hooks. He's got the back here. Knight trying to get wrist control. Doing a good job grabbing the wrist, but he's not doing a good job of turning to the side. He may transition out of this anyways. Oh, great transition by Alacabek. And he didn't even have the hooks closed, and he was able to straighten Knight out, and he's going underneath, and oh, I thought he might have it. Turns him around. Now he's got the back, and he's riding Knight. Alacabek on top, the Knight Rider. I pun to anybody who's seen that in the 80s. Alacabek got the back again. Knight's very strong, holding on to those wrists. But, Alacabek, he might try to spin out with an arm bar here. He's not going to get that right arm of Knight, though. Oh, now it's just the ground and pound. 4 big right hooks there. Dropping hammers. Wow, Knight's, he's done a good job of surviving at least, but he cannot get out of this position. Has not been able to get Alacabek's hooks off of him. Straighten him out now. I'm not sure what he's doing with the arm here. I think it's a distraction to try to set up the rear naked choke, because this is not a good position. He's not in a good position to get an armbar or anything. Oh, and he steps over. Wow, great job from Knight to step over, grabs the foot, and he gets the takedown and a sweep from Knight, and now he's on top. Beautiful reversal from Knight, but Alacabek grabbing the arm here, trying to get the arm. Knight landed a couple hammer fists, and he's out. Now he gets the back of Knight and rains down a couple left hooks. We are just getting war after war. 3 more big right hooks, a right uppercut from Knight. He goes to the flying knee, misses. Couple shots land for Alacabek at the end here. What a first round. Damn. Team Seek and Destroy. Whose box of how to graph stuff from Breaking Benjamin? Oh, looking through all your are you moving, Arcade Chaos? Looking through all your different items there. Arcade Chaos is going to have a digital yard sale here on Fights with Friends. I'll hook you up. We can open up for a yard sale. Just make sure you get good pictures of everything. Wow, what great advice from William Knight's corner. He just asked, what do you want me to do? And his corner literally said, fuck him up. Shit, I could have told him that. I think you need to fire your corner man if you ask your corner man what you should do and he says, fuck him up. I might tell him to hit the road. Oh, low leg kick for Alacabek, but not, or for Knight, excuse me. Alacabek landing a big combination upstairs though, and he's pushing Knight up against that fence. Big knees to the inside here for Alacabek after dominating the first round. Oh, nice combination there from Alacabek. Yeah, we might have to do a separate video for that, Arcade Chaos. Nice knees to the body there from Alacabek. No harm, no foul, Arcade Chaos. Everybody just left. No, I'm just kidding. And Alacabek loading up on the body again. Lands 3 shots. 3 hooks to the body there. Oh, right uppercut from Alacabek. Knight lands a knee, but Alacabek lands about 5-6 more punches. Alacabek goes for the knee. Knight grabs the knee for a moment there. There's been, I think, at least 3 fights tonight where we've seen somebody gas out and the opponent basically just take them into deep waters and drown them. A couple big uppercuts there from Alacabek. So anybody looking to be a fighter, apparently, what you need to take out of this is do your damn cardio. Nice right hook from Alacabek. Knight landing big shots there. Big knee to the body. Right uppercut from Alacabek. I can't talk, though. I would not make it through a round right now. So, I have a feeling you're a talker when you're drunk, Arcade. You're good, Arcade. I'll throw some trivia out here in a minute. Oh, and Alacabek picks him up, gets the big slam. In the side control. Oh, Jesus, comedic. I just seen that. Short elbows here from Alacabek on the ground. What's going on, Rob Iman? Thank you, Rob Iman. Recently has joined our groups on Facebook and Twitter. Already contributing to growth over on both platforms. So thank you, sir. Nice hammer fist to the body here for Alacabek. Oh, nice elbow to the body there for Alacabek. That's something I think a lot of people don't do enough. If the head's not open, hit that body. If you're on top and you're putting all your weight into elbows on somebody's body, tell me it's not going to hurt. Come on. Oh, nice right hooks and uppercuts from underneath here for Alacabek. Ray Oliver, God bless Chris Cyborg. Oh, beautiful combination from Alacabek. Well, it's much appreciated, Rob. Oh, nice knee from behind there for Alacabek. Oh, and he even puts his head down. Knight could have hit him with a back elbow there. Alacabek has the mind to get his head out of the way. Oh, great takedown there from Knight, though. Hooks the arm up, gets on top. He's in full mount. Knight's been losing this fight. He's dropping bombs in full mount here. Let's see how Alacabek defends this. Big hammer fist, big hooks. Knight might finish this here. He is dropping hammers on Alacabek. And this is where that strength to hold on to one hand possibly and hit him with the other could come into play. Because this guy looks like a bodybuilder. And he is just holding Alacabek straight. Looking to land that big shot and bounce Alacabek's head off the canvas. Alacabek doing a good job of holding Knight's wrist. Oh, he's going for a Kimura now. He could get this. These really strong guys sometimes can get these Kimuras on the ground. Inside control. I think he's going to run out of time, though, and that's the end of the round. Wow. What a turnaround in that round. Alacabek was dominating this fight. Knight comes back in the second round and really brings the thunder. Nate Diaz said Cerrone, the only real fighter in the UFC. Cerrone's the coolest fighter now. And I got to tell you, win or lose, I am very impressed with what Mike Perry has become in the UFC. I think Mike Perry and Donald Cerrone, and Nate Diaz, I mean, they may be the top 3 for must-see in the UFC. Oh, that would be very cool to see him do TV. I hope he really gets some good stuff post his fight career. That guy deserves it, and he's very charismatic. If you unmod me, please, this swag. All right. Two people giving back their wrenches in the last 2 weeks. Nice low leg kick there from Knight. Nice front kick to the knee there from Knight. Straight left from Knight and an inside leg kick. Oh, big left hook for Knight. And you got to really hand it to Knight after losing the first 2 rounds. Towards the end of the second round to still have the mental toughness to be in this. And come back and almost finish the fight. Oh, flying knee from Knight that snapped back the head of Alacabek. Right hook, uppercut, left uppercut. Hughes bombs from Knight. Alacabek is reeling. Oh, another big right uppercut from Knight. Wow, and Alacabek holding on here. Right uppercut from Knight. Right hook to the body. Left hook to the body from Alacabek. Alacabek digging to the body. What a light heavyweight war. Oh, right hooks to the body here for Alacabek. And you got to wonder if... Oh, big left hook from Alacabek and a straight left. Oh, and they are warring. Big 1-2 from Alacabek and a head kick. This is a back and forth light heavyweight battle. Wow. Oh, and Knight drops down for that takedown. He drops down very low. Alacabek with the good takedown defense so far. Yeah, Knight spins him around and he gets the back. Just when it looked like Knight's takedown attempt might fail, he spins around, transitions, and gets the back. Wow, big hooks from Alacabek, or from Knight, excuse me, from the top. 4 big shots from Knight. And now he's landing big shots on top. And at this rate, even if he doesn't finish it, he's on a 10-8 round pace. Nice right hook to the body there from Alacabek and a left uppercut. Wow, we might see 2 contracts handed out in the same fight right now. And they are back to the center of the cage. Wow, they both exchange power shots. And they are setting the table for DC and Stipe this weekend. Straight left from Knight. Low leg kick for Alacabek. And Knight brilliantly times that takedown, gets the single leg, and turns Alacabek back around. And he is not just going for takedowns. He is actively trying to stop this fight with everything he does. Alacabek gets back up and he eats 3 big left hooks. Alacabek back to the stand-up. Back up against the cage, and a $140 left in this fight. What a war. And now Alacabek goes for the takedown. Knight sprawls and big hammer fist from Knight. 4 or 5, and now big right hooks. The referee looking closely. Knight unloading on Alacabek. Alacabek's not defending himself. Knight pulls him down to the ground. A $120 left in the 3rd round. Coming into this round. Oh, big elbows coming into this round. Alacabek down 2 rounds to nail. Knight coming into this bottom of the 9th. 3 runners on, and Knight is on top. Can he hit the grand slam? Can he unload the bases and get the ink on that contract? Less than a minute to go. Pools of blood shooting out of Alacabek's face right now. And Knight on top in the mount. Big right hand. He's trying to hit that home run. The bases are loaded now. The blood is squirting out of Alacabek's face. And from the back of the temple, Knight is unloading, bouncing Alacabek's face off the canvas. Big lefts, rights, less than 30 seconds. Can he do it? Can he hit the home run? Wow! Ladies and gentlemen, Grandma, bring out the rye bread and the mustard. It's a grand salami. William Knight, at the end of the 3rd round, pulls it out, being down 2 rounds, less than 20 seconds left in the fight. Maybe the most incredible night in the history of Contender Series. And I don't know if they just really loaded this card because they knew the big pay-per-view was coming up this weekend. If they loaded it in advance. But, wow, what a treat. And Dana's got some tough decisions tonight. I have a feeling he may not want to make it too tough. He may just be handing out 3 to maybe 5 contracts tonight. Wow. Set the barbecue pit. That dude couldn't take a few jokes. Are you pissing people off, comedic genius? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that knee was definitely ferocious. Wow. Talk about doing what it takes to win. What mental toughness. Damn, William Knight. Wow, and Dana White, he has a lot of tough decisions to make, like I said. But we're going to throw some trivia questions out here. Question number 8, guys. Everybody, while we're waiting, refresh your browsers. And each knee, sewn, she, go. Time to go. Cowboy versus Nate. That would be a good fight, but we're about to get a good fight. Anthony Pettis versus Nate Diaz. All right, guys. This one kind of has something to do with martial arts, at least a martial arts star. Official time 4:34 of the 3rd round for William the Nightmare Knight, and he lived up to that nickname tonight. This 2019 movie, so this year, has been heavily criticized for making Bruce Lee look foolish. Several people have said this. It doesn't ruin anything in the movie. I haven't got to see it yet. But I've heard a lot of criticism of Quentin Tarantino for this. This movie has been criticized for making Bruce Lee look foolish. What is the movie? This year, and I just gave away the producer. It's Quentin Tarantino. There it is, comedic genius. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I'm still going to see that because it's got my favorite actor Al Pacino in it, among many others. I don't know what Master Z is. Sorry. Oh, God. Yeah, I want to see that movie too, Billy. I wish you were in the area. I'd go see it with you. You need to just bite the bullet and come to Seattle, Billy. I need to up the game here, though, and start bringing in enough cash to hire somebody. So we're actually making the money. So comedic genius with the last one. 1,000 points on the board. All right, let's hurry up with the trivia now. And if you guys want to afterwards, we're going to do a quick call-in to warm up to this pay-per-view this weekend. So if anybody wants to call in after the questions, you can call in on audio on Skype. But here is the next question. I'm just going to throw it right out there. Everybody should be updated. Cassius Clay, the boxer, announced he was changing his name to Muhammad Ali after this fight. What fight was it that Cassius Clay officially announced to the world that he had adopted the Muslim religion and he was becoming the man we know as Muhammad Ali? There it is. Haterade 9, you are correct. It was after beating Sonny Liston. He said, I shook up the world. And he did. Haterade 9 coming through. And we got a close matchup here. All right, let's throw another one out quick. Antonio and Elk. All right, this fighter... All right, next one up, guys. This fighter once said to a female reporter, I don't normally do interviews with women unless I fornicate with them. So you shouldn't talk anymore. What fighter grotesquely said to a female reporter, "I normally don't do interviews with women unless I fornicate with them, so you shouldn't talk anymore"? Haterade 9, there it is. It was Tyson. It was not Comedic Genius's dad. Imagine that guy in the Me Too movement. Imagine Mike Tyson in 2019 and some of these guys with the things that they said. They would have been eaten up. I think that's one of the reasons that we don't have the stars that we had before. If he was in the social media era, wow, that would have been an issue. I mean, he ate some criticism back in the day as it was. But so Mac 209 with the first one, then Adam from Allen, then Mac 209 coming back 2,000, 3,000. D Brown coming in with 1,000. Then Comedic Genius with $1,000. Haterade 9's gotten the last two. We are down to the last two questions, and we might end up in overtime. All right, this all-time great usually looked bloated. Always had issues with weight problems. And he said the only cardio that he ever did was sparring. This all-time great he is famous for sparring hundreds. It's a boxer, by the way. Sorry. For sparring, was rumored over 400 rounds. In fight camp, that he would spar over 400 rounds. Not George Foreman. Foreman did other things for cardio too. Haterade 9, James Toney, you are correct, sir. And Haterade 9 puts another man on base. It is tied at 3 apiece. Mac 209 and Mac 209 and Haterade 9. That is kind of funny with the 9s. All right. If one of these guys doesn't get it, there will be a draw, and we'll have to have another question. But here is possibly the last question of the night. This future Hall of Famer stepped on the Puerto Rican flag in the build-up to a fight. What fighter stepped on the Puerto Rico flag in front of the crowd in Puerto Rico to hype his fight? And Mac 209 pulls it out in the 12th round, the very last round. Haterade 9 finishes it, or excuse me, Mac 209 finishes it, gets the knockout. $4,000 to $3,000. Great game, guys. Great game. We finished it just in time for Dana White to throw out the contracts. And people have been asking at different times to call in. I know it's a Tuesday night, so maybe nobody has times. Booyah! Mac 209 gets it. So Haterade 9 has won 2 weeks, but Mac 209 gets the third week. God, I might have to make a video out of that. That was clutch. Last question of the night. Great job, everybody. Everybody that answered questions tonight. Oh, and here's Dana is announcing the contracts right now. Dana says, yeah, it was a good night. Definitely. So first fight, no contract. I didn't expect it. He says Julius Anglickas, that guy should get there eventually. Tony Gravely versus Ray Rodriguez was next. And Tony Gravely, 135 pounds, got the knockout in the third round, and he gets a contract. Sarah Alpar versus Shanna Young next. Sarah finished Shanna at 255 of the second round. Half of her pro fights have been title fights. Wow. And Dana says he'd like to see her drop a weight class. But Sarah Alpar is in the UFC now. Devin Smyth versus Brok Weaver next. And Brok Weaver, he talked inside the cage and then afterwards to try to punch his ticket into the UFC. Devin Smyth is an absolute stud. I called Dana, says he's pretty sure he's seen the first shoe shine in the history of MMA. I called that. He did that a few times. Brok Weaver gets a contract. And the main event. Damn. I am so impressed with both of these guys. William Knight and Herdem Alacabek. And he was losing that fight, it seems like, at the beginning too. For quite a while. And he says, William Knight's very young. Dana White's going to bring him in under the developmental program. So same program Greg Hardy came in under. So 4 contracts tonight. At 135 pounds, Tony Gravely gets a bantamweight men's contract. Sarah Alpar, 135 women's, gets a contract. Dana said he would like to see her drop to 125. Brok Weaver gets a contract at welterweight. And William Knight, in just his 5th fight, climbs to 5-0, will get a development contract. So, man, what a show leading up to DC versus Cormier. Yep, 4 contracts. Brok Weaver should fight Lesnar. Oh, Jesus. Itchy knees. I like that. Committed genius. It does kind of sound like itchy knees. Itchy knees. How tall was Knight? 5'10". William Knight's 5'10". $809 big cry baby. Oh jeez. Dennis's Knight is going to 185. Wow, he must want to drop some muscle so he has a little better cardio. That's my only guess on that, because damn, he has got a lot of muscle even for 205. He looks like a heavyweight. So, I don't know. I'm a little miffed by that one. I would almost think bring him up to heavyweight where he's going to be hydrated. Then bringing him to 185, that's a big drop. But All right, guys, if you see it on here, anybody that wants to call in, talk about anything, if you got Skype, it is live. That is a cool one. If you can't see it, Fights with Friends. If you have Skype, and call in, talk about the fights tonight. Talk about DC versus Stipe, Diaz versus Showtime, or whatever you want to talk about MMA. And then if nobody new calls in, I think Billy should call in. I think Billy can call in anyways, but... And Billy will be on the mic on Saturday for 241. Let's bring that up real quick, though. I want to bring up UFC 241 on the screen. I'm going to bring it up and give you guys my screen so everybody can see it. When Dana White said, "I would be stupid not to take Brok Weaver," that is quite the compliment. Now, wow, a split decision. You got to think a split decision a few fights ago in a victory against Charles Felony, formerly Crazy Horse Bennett. That guy possibly could have finally ended up in the UFC. But it didn't. DC gonna KO your boy Stipe? I don't think so. What do you want to bet, Hater89? I was trying to bet Wyatt, and that the loser would have to eat one of those Carolina Reapers. He said he'll do it, but not for that fight. So, all right, we'll start out with the prelims, go through the whole card, not spend a whole lot of time on the early prelims. But, all right, there we go. The early prelims. Hannah Cyphers versus Jody Escobar. Kyung Ho Kang versus Brandon Davis. Be fun to see Brandon Davis fight again. Don't really know much about Kang. Sabina Mazo versus Shayna Dobson to start that one out. That's on the early prelims over on Fight Pass. It'll also be on ESPN Plus, so don't worry if you don't have Fight Pass. Then moving to ESPN, Manny Bermudez comes back, taking on Casey Kenny. That's a good fight. Christos Giagos versus Drakkar Klose. That's a good fight. Rafael Asuncao versus Corey Sandhagen. That is a dynamite fight. I don't understand why that's not the feature bout on the prelims. But then Clay Collard versus Devontae Smith. It's also a really good fight. And go through this main card. Derek Brunson, of course, taking on Ian Hanesh. That is a very good fight. Jody Escobar, Sacrificial Lamb. Yeah, you might be right on that one, Hater89. DC could submit Stipe. It probably is not going to happen the other way. So Gabriel Benitez versus Sodiq Yusuff. That is a very good fight. Those are two really underweighted featherweights. Top of the food chain prospects. And then, of course, Paulo Costa going against the man with the gold star performance, Yoel, the God of War, Romero. And then the return a bad boy Nate Diaz taking on Showtime Anthony Pettis. Like you said, I'm fighting the guy on the Wheaties box. There you go. He's been waiting. That guy on the Wheaties box. Only one ever, I think. And then, of course, the main event between Daniel Cormier, Stipe Miocic. If you haven't voted yet, I'm imagining everybody in here, because you guys are the hardcores, has probably already voted. But if you didn't see the polls over on the page for the Diaz versus Pettis fight and Cormier versus Stipe, go to the channel, go to community, polls will come up. Soldier of God, Mikey, come on, bro. I said gold star performance from the supplement. But so far, 159 of you voted on Stipe versus DC. 2 of you said draw or other result. 38% said Stipe by finish. The exact same amount, 38% said DC by finish. 9% of you said DC by finish. 13%, or by decision, 13% said Stipe by decision. This has been back and forth. But at the moment, Stipe with a narrow lead after 159 votes. So 51% saying Stipe, 47% saying DC, 2%. Or 47, 2% saying draw or other result. And then Diaz and Pettis, 108 of you voted. 5% draw, other result, or the fight gets canceled. Just 38% of you have Pettis winning, 22% by decision, 16% by finish. Diaz, 57% of you have him winning, 33% by finish, 24% by decision. So go there. If you haven't seen it already, just go to the channel, hit community. If the polls didn't pop up for you, make sure you vote over there. Mikey, who's going to miss weight? I don't know. Diaz and Pettis, I believe, are fighting at 170, so I don't think either two of those guys are going to miss weight. Stipe and DC are way under the heavyweight limit. But there's a guy in that 3 spot that has kind of had a history of missing weight. The guy fighting Paulo Costa. I heard he might have missed weight a couple of times against the current champ. We'll see if Yoel is able to get back down to 185 one more time. I think he will. He showed some workout pictures. He looked very good. Costa or Romero. I'm taking Romero, man. Costa and Romero both missed weight. They should just fight at a catch weight. Why drain those guys out? They should have just agreed to fight at 192. It's not for a title. Romero needs to go to 205, to be honest. Yeah, I wonder if he's just been waiting, because he's 42 years old. I don't know how many fights he could possibly have left in him. But yeah, agreed. Yeah, let him fight at 192. I mean, what would happen? I wonder what would happen if both guys came in like 7 pounds over. I mean, that technically, if they're both over, I don't know if they would have to let them fight. I don't know. But, no one, they couldn't give part of one guy's purse to the other guy if they both missed. Maybe they take some of both their money. I could see the commission doing that. Dirty commission. Comedic Genius PED. Dana gets 30%. All right, guys. Anybody want to talk about anything that happened tonight or UFC coming up? I said hit me up on Skype. Live fights with friends. It's going to be live fights with friends. Even if you might get on another time, send a request. That way you won't get blocked in the future. Billy's on my preferred list. All right, looks like people are getting tired. It's almost 8 o'clock. I got to work early tomorrow too. So I think we're getting towards the end of this thing. Guys, thanks for coming in. I appreciate everything. I appreciate you guys showing up again on a Tuesday night. Great night of fights, by the way. 4 contracts again given out. I can't wait to see every single one of those fighters make their official debuts in the UFC. Until Saturday, guys. As always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses when Stipe Miocic knocks out Daniel Cormier on Saturday.